of Iran comes out and says, I'm resigning. And so we saw this all over the place that he is resigning. Iran's president offers resignation, citing total takeover by IRGC commanders, which is kind of weird. So then when you're reading this story, Rob, I think you may have a clip on this. When you're reading this story, you see some people coming out saying, no, it's not true. He never sent it. And I think even he sends out a tweet, Rob, if I'm not mistaken. Is this him?
It's a video clip that the Iranian state media is saying is the denial that he's resigning.
Go ahead.
We are ready for any hardship. We are ready to sacrifice our lives, our existence for this revolution and the people of our country.
This is him.
God damn.
But in any case, this is something we must all help each other with and walk this path together. We must prepare ourselves for this. And our dear people must also be aware of this matter and help out.
Rob, this
is what I expect from the national broadcaster as well.
So, man, look, I know they're the enemy, guy. I know they're the enemies, but respect. You're ready to die for your sovereignty. Respect. Like, still don't like that we're against you guys, but respect. What's going on, gaming?
Yo, bro. How you been?
Man, it's been all good, bro. What about you?
I'm just about finished. I had to do a site-wide rebrand, but it's I'm coming to the end of it, so I'll let you know more on that in the private Discord. But we're gonna have to gather a bunch of other creators together so we can have a proper launch. I'm actually ahead of schedule, like way ahead of schedule.
Perfect, man. Hey, man, shoot, just send it over. I'll be glad to go through it again. But all right, bro. So how are things looking on you, like your side when it comes to this war? So how are you viewing it so far?
I've got two lenses. One, a biblical lens. That's first thing. Okay. Second thing, I've got like a it's sort of a biblical lens, but a like overlaid onto reality type deal, if you want me to explain more.
All right, go ahead.
So the Bible says, blessed be the peacemakers. It also says that God hates people who are swift to shed innocent blood. Okay? That's biblical. I can say that. It also says that, yeah, Israel is God's chosen people, but they aren't without reproof. That is to say that we can say certain things and be biblically and realistically sound in saying them. Want to preface that for what I'm about to say. I know a few.
2 minutes or less.
All right, I know. I know a few Jewish people who are actually Jewish who don't agree with anything that Israel is doing, and I support those Jews. I pray that Israel gets its act together, but ultimately what might have to happen is that Netanyahu might have to get ousted. His people might have to just straight up kick him out. Facts. Because Donald Trump has even gone on record, he's trying to downplay it, but ultimately, he's not wrong for going off on him for being like, yo, I'm the only reason why you're out of prison right now. Me having the nation that I have with the capabilities that we have is the only reason why you're a free man, and you've done nothing besides do stupid stuff to try to get yourself thrown in prison. At some point, I'm just gonna have to let people do what they do, and that's a fair thing. That's a fair thing to say. And I don't like how politicians are trying to just cover up or sweep what Israel does under the rug. Let me give you a little bit of history lesson. This will be 30 seconds. The reason why in the Bible Israel got led into captivity in Tyre, that's how you pronounce it, I think, also got led into captivity and conquered by Babylon, is because Tyre codified and even helped Israel indulge in sin and doing stuff against God, which they hate. That's one of the main reasons. And then Israel was just unrepentant and refused to have anything to do with God by that point.
Yeah.
We're kind of living in the same thing where some members of our government are actively trying to codify this.
All right. I see where you're going with that one. I mean, if you're talking about a repeat of biblical times, it could get so bad to where Israel might actually just lose the Holy Land they got right now.
It's not just that, like the NDAA, like the thing that's been blown up all over the internet, where basically they're trying to like integrate Israel's defense architecture with ours, and everybody's like, no, we don't want this at all.
Lord knows that's the truth.
It's like, yo, neither one of the governments are listening to their people. There are a lot of Israelis who really don't want anything to do with this war. Believe it or not.
No, I already know. But hold on, guys. But all right, let's go ahead and get back into it, and then I'll bring you in.
This came out last night, and this is what the Iranian state media is claiming is his denial. I listened to the clip. He doesn't say it anywhere in here.
I didn't see the denial.
But this is what they're stating.
They're saying that this is his denial. No, I'm not going to put this as a denial. I'll read this to you. You know, this article here from the Iran International says that he submitted his letter of resignation. In the letter sent on Sunday, Pezeshkian stressed the fact that the president and the government have effectively been excluded from major and vital decision-making process in the country, and that the vacuum created by the situation has enabled hardline factions within the IRGC to take control of affairs. Pezeshkian added that under such circumstances, he is unable to run the government and carry out his legal responsibilities. And he requested to be out immediately. It is not yet clear whether Khamenei will accept the resignation, but the contents of the letter point to a deep and unprecedented rift at the highest levels of power. So if this is true, I have some.
It could be true. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like I said, the president, he's a reformist. And of course, the Ayatollah, he's a principalist. So they're on two opposite sides of the spectrum here. And I could see where he's just like, yo, we're going full on principalist, but the people of Iran voted for a reformist. But all we're getting is the other sides or the other parties like agenda here of a hard stance against the West and strict Islamic rules. Like, what the hell's going on? So it does seem like a bit of their so-called Islamic Republic democracies low-key falling apart due to this war, which could definitely cause some type of civil unrest. But knowing the IRGC, I mean, they tend to handle that pretty well, gruesomely, but well.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before they end up having another summer of love like what happened in Bahrain. If anybody knows what, if you want to give like a crash course, real quick crash course of the summer of love in Bahrain, so that people know what happened.
Which one? The Summer of Love in Bahrain?
It was the summer. It was the Summer of Love in Bahrain, and then it ultimately spread to like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Qatar, and like it was back in 2011, 2012.
Oh, okay. Obama years. What, did it have anything to do with like Syria or anything like that?
I think.
But all right, let's go ahead and get back into it.
All right.
Thoughts on this myself, on how this can end up. Tom, if this is true, what does this really mean if it is true?
Well, when we all saw the headline, I had no reaction. I was like, well, of course, the hardliners and IRGC are really calling the shots. And, you know, Trump and the world had been saying it's hard to negotiate because the government was split. We had heard all that, right, Pat? I mean, that's what we heard, everything. So when I first heard this, it seemed like, wow. So as a legitimate government off to the side, finally just thrown in the towel and said, I resign. So it seemed normal, not normal, but it seemed like, oh, okay, very believable. However, if this is true and this is what's going on, and the IRGC and the hardliners are really in charge, then I think this is kind of worse than where it started. Because for the people that have been protesting, this is bad. Because it means if IRGC is in the point of ultimate power, Pat, I think this is really bad for them. The markets aren't liking what came in this morning. Oil popped.
But I think this is a reaction to Lebanon, Israel. I don't think that's
okay. But hold on, just to further explain what my man Gaming was talking about with the Summer of Love in Bahrain. It was pretty much like it was a politically charged propaganda and culture narrative orchestrated by the Bahraini government in the aftermath of the Arab Springs uprising. It stood in a stark contrast to the severe severe martial law and political crackdown and human rights abuse following pro-democracy protests. So it's pretty much just a bunch of Arab leaders cracking down on protests because they didn't like what they were saying. And it was the UAE and Saudi Arabia also got involved. So that's pretty much what happened. It was just the brutal taking down of Shia Muslim protesters.
The reaction to Pezeshkian. I think that's which we'll get into that here momentarily as well. I think the main reaction to this, what the market is saying, is due to the attacks that are taking place between Lebanon and Israel. No?
Well, I think it's both. Because I think Lebanon, Israel is the second front that Israel is fighting, right? Israel is with us, and we are fighting here, but it's a second front. I see it as the same conflict.
Yeah. So then the question, Adam, your thoughts on this?
Yeah. I'm going to reverse course here. I don't want to do a deal with Iran. They're never going to honor any deal.
Bro, I'm sorry, but how can
you?
I don't agree with
Gay.
that. And the reason why I don't agree with that is because one, Adam pro-Israel guy, one, constant war with Iran. And two, how do we know that when we're the ones who broke the deal with Iran? Like, how do we know that? I'm sorry, but if Iran was the one who broke the JCPOA, then we could all sit here and be like, yeah, well, how the F do we know? But we're the ones who broke it. We got out of it. Trump ripped it up. We put back on the sanctions. So what do you mean do we know if we could trust Iran or not? I'm like, bro, can we trust ourselves to stay in a deal? That's the real question. Can we trust ourselves to stay in that deal, even if Trump signs us into it and even when he leaves? Or are we just going to have another repeat of Obama and Trump, where Obama gets a deal, Trump rips it up with no real plan, and now things get worse? So I'm sorry, but we can't sit there and say, can we trust them? The real question is, can we trust ourselves?
The real question is, do we have because you know what happened with Thomas Massey. So the real question is, are our officials in government going to even try and, make a deal with Iran to be cordial with?
Yeah, no, it was Rand Paul that was actually speaking against it was Rand Paul who was talking to Marco Rubio. I played the video earlier, and he was saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, if we want to be cordial with Iran, you guys are gonna have to lighten up. Like, I know you guys want to sit here and play that the iron fist, but you're only gonna get this. You're only gonna get an iron fist from Iran if we keep like that. That's the problem. And we don't seem to recognize the pattern recognition of this whole path of aggression. Like, the more aggressive we get with Iran, the more aggressive they get with us.
So I think
that the less aggressive we get with Iran, the less aggressive they'll be with us.
I think that part of it is sorry if you hear my daughter in the background. I think part of it is Trump realized midway, me and you and like Monty kind of seen what was going on whenever the war first started off and Trump tried to make a deal. And then all of a sudden, every leader Trump tried to make a deal with, mysteriously died in a bombing run. And Trump started like being more closed mouth about who he's making deals with and when. So I think like a part of it is that Trump is in a position now to where he's like, okay, we want to make a deal, but you can't keep killing the people we're making deals with.
And and here's the best example to what you were saying. Like, there was like an ex-president that we were supposed to put in, right? Mm-hmm. But we end up bombing that guy to hell because we wanted to take out 2 IRGC guys that were guarding him. I was like, yeah, you see the problem here? We just can't take out one guy. We got to just take out the whole fucking block for some reason. And then we want to be surprised when we don't have nobody else but hardliners to deal with.
Right. And it's at a certain point, you got to stop and ask yourself, what the hell are we doing right now?
Honestly. But let's get back to it.
Ayatollah, whatever you want to call this guy that I haven't seen. Do you hear what he had to say over the weekend?
No, what did he say?
Doubling down on everything they've always done. Death to America, death to Israel. This is quote unquote. This will be the common slogan of the Islamic nation and the revolution. They're still doing the revolution, and the oppressed people of all over the world, especially youth. The future belongs to the Islamic nation, the IRGC, and the new Islamic civilization, and each of us can play a role in realizing this future together. Does this sound like somebody who wants to cut a deal And if
Yo.
Pezeshkian, the president, we all know the president doesn't really have any power. The Ayatollah, the supreme leader, has power. As much as I think it's going to get
Bro, you got like
ugly,
5 frames a
we've
second
already
on this
done
video.
what we needed to do with.
Yeah, hold on here, bro, because I don't know what the hell going on. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to fix it in the background. I'm just like, oh, okay, I see. Actually, no, I know what's happening now. I see it.
I'm about to say, dog, am I getting a headache watching this? This is like playing a game with like
All right,
3,000 things.
all right. Hold on.
The epic fury, economic fury. Trump has been very clear that he doesn't necessarily care about midterms, so to speak. I think they may even get into another hot war over this. And we've already done the hard part, whether it's economically, whether it's militarily. We need to finish the job with these people.
I mean, but what's finishing the job?
Let me put it to you this way. So here's what I want to think about. Let's go be in the room, the situation room of IRGC. Let's be in that room. Okay. If you're in the situation room of IRGC, what are you saying? Khamenei's in there, Pezeshkian is not in there. It's only people that are pro IRGC people that are in that room. Okay. What are you telling each other? What are you telling each other?
Number one,
hold the
it
line.
starts with Allah. Allah wants this. This is what Allah commands. And we'll do what Allah says. When Allah is the answer,
I understand
you
that.
can't
But what
negotiate.
I mean, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Bro, this has nothing to do with Allah. This has everything to do with us pretty much saying F their sovereignty. Bro, I literally hate when people try to make it about Islam and Allah. When you really look at it, it's like, bro, do you not understand? We're pretty much telling these guys that we're willing to kill them as a regime. We don't want them to be able to have the ability to defend themselves with missiles or proxies. So yeah, we're pretty much saying F their sovereignty, bro. Like, that has nothing to do with Allah. It has everything to do with our aggression towards them. I'm sorry, but it don't matter if they're Christian, Hindu. If we try to do this shit to any other country, they're gonna act the same fucking way.
Hey, I got a proposed deal. And hopefully CNN doesn't steal this either. If you know, you know. So the proposed deal works like this. The United States, Donald Trump, and whoever the leader is for Iran meet in a closed door